Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, June 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First, a couple of quick clarification points. Number one, this price you see over here will still be changing around. The candlestick will still be moving around. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. But everything I do talk about will still be relevant as we head into Wednesday. And then next, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. So for you beginners out there, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, REV, and the monster move continues. Talked about this in the previous watch list video, and that red line there at $4.90, talking about that being a key resistance and breakout point. And you can see that midday got the breakout and then never really looked back as it just continued to beast mode through that area. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that line as it served its purpose for now. But the first key update comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, $4.90, the newest area of support. What about levels of resistance? Well, we're going to have to squeeze things down here quite a bit, as you can see here. And I realize the chart's getting hard to see, but that's always a good problem to have when you have to go back this far into a chart's history. There we go. So next key level of resistance to watch moving forward. Nope, already through that level. Wow, such a big move. Up there at $7.50. So $7.50, public enemy number one now here, headed into Wednesday. So keep an eye on that level. But as I zoom back in here, overall, very, very impressive move. Got the breakout. Does it go up and hit $7.50 tomorrow? I don't know. This thing might need a pullback here, especially with this last 30 minutes, these long upper shadows that are starting to form. So it would not be shocking at all to see a pullback. Keep in mind, pullback's not the same as some sort of massive crash or reversal. But yeah, seeing how these candlesticks are taking shape, I think that a pullback here may be needed. But overall, a great looking chart. Next, CLVS, very nice pattern here, and one that I think a lot of people will be watching on Wednesday just because it's a very nicely, defined pattern. And when a lot of people are watching the same patterns and wondering the same thing, that can create some nice movements. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of support up here now that we have more data. And the bottom part of this pattern right here at $1.65. Top part of the pattern right here above this area right at the 207 mark. And then maybe to keep this all the same color and easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move right there, and this would be known as a bull flag pattern. So if you like to play price range down below the $5 mark, if you like to play bull flag patterns, here you go. Next one, SNDL. Been a long time since I've done this one, but came roaring back to life today. Really, I take that back. Started last week. You can see the price was down here, made a nice move, and then today just got that much more continuation. But got, once again, a pattern here, which is why I put it where I did, because same general philosophy. A lot of people are going to be watching this pattern, and when you have lots of people watching same patterns, when wondering the same thing, it can certainly create some good, worthwhile movements. So the top part of this pattern here, right up at 35.5 cents. Bottom of the pattern right here at that trend line, and I'll change that to green to represent more so the bullish attribute of it. And then, as I did before, keep it all the same color now. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move right here. And in this situation, a bull pennant pattern, since you have that little of a bit of an uptrending trend line right there. So again, if you like to play penny stocks, if you like to play bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next one, MULN, same general premise here. We have this resistance trend line right here that I assure you a lot of people have drawn and will be watching. And as I've said, when a lot of people are watching and wondering the same things, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. So there are no guarantees in the market, but my point here is it plausible? Is it valid to think that if the price can recover back up to that area and then get the breakup through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Yes, that is certainly a more than valid and logical thought process to have. So keep a close eye on that. As far as areas of support are concerned, main level to watch right there at the $1.48 mark. So once again, actually, back to the theme of patterns, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the momentum move right there, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Next one, NIO, very popular stock, but really there's only one reason why this one's on the watch list, and that's because of this line right here. Look how well defined that is. So going back to the whole topic of self-fulfilling prophecies, There's no special talent here. I'm not trying to apply this as a secret discovery. I assure you, a bunch of people have noticed that whenever the price gotten up right around this $23.10 mark, that red line, the momentum has just stopped. So as I said, are there guarantees? No, but is it plausible to think that the price, if it can finally get up through that resistance right there, that could create some upside buying pressure? That is absolutely a plausible thought process to have. So, I mean, just such a well-defined area right there. Very stubborn, very annoying, no doubt about that. But you got to think that there's a lot of breakout players going to be watching that level. So let's see what happens with it over the next couple of days. Real quick, wanted to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering here in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it should be used to help build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for this free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Next one, CEAD. And this one is interesting due to the fact that things are getting pretty ugly right now. Big pullback here, which does at least alleviate one thing, and that is at least you don't have to worry about, am I buying the top? Am I suffering from FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. No. The people that suffer from FOMO, they were buying there. They were buying right there. At this point, you'd just be playing a pullback. Now, of course, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a winning and profitable trade, but at least you can push aside the worry of, I don't know, am I the sucker that's going to buy the top? Absolutely not. You're getting that pullback, and now it's pulling back to a very interesting area, and that interesting area is that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, right now valued at $1.32. As I've said and will continue to say, there are no guarantees, so you better have good risk management when you're trying to play pullbacks like this. But if this thing does pull back and prove to just be a simply healthy pullback, you could get a very nice recovery back up in the bullish direction. So if you like to play pullbacks, then this is one that I definitely keep an eye on your watch list because, yeah, it's pulled back. It's getting somewhat ugly, but as I said before, there can be opportunity in the ugly, so we'll see what happens with it. Next one, MREO, and this will mean a bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you did and you remember the last time I did MREO, you'll know that I put that trend line into play. And I mean, I'm not patting myself on the back. I am patting charts on the back. The power of technical analysis. I mean, check this out. That trend line that I drew forecasted two areas of resistance right there. So are charts perfect? No, but are they a worthwhile tool? Absolutely. So again, a quick plug for the class. Definitely get signed up for that free class I'm offering. So point here being that moving forward, that trend line continues to be the main area to watch to help guide where the sellers may be lurking around and where areas of resistance may be, kind of sitting. So keep an eye on that trend line. As far as new levels, because to be fair, I mean, it's not like it's a trend line. In other words, if this was a downtrending trend line and it keeps, the price keeps getting rejected, well, that's a problem because that implies that the price is putting in higher or lower highs. But in this situation, it's a trend line where, yeah, even though it's getting rejected, it is still at least putting in higher highs, which is what you want to see. But as far as new levels of support are concerned, in the near term now, have a level right there at $1.60. And then after $1.60, actually, let's do this. And then this is more of a curiosity thing for me moving forward. But there is a nice trend line here that's starting to get formed. So let's keep an eye on that from a trend line standpoint for those of you that maybe like to prefer to play trend lines. So right there, you have the ideal level at $1.60, meaning ideally if the price can stay above there, that would make the chart look the strongest. But even if the price doesn't hold above there, you still have that overarching trend line right there. Next one, AMC. And again, this will mean a bit more to those of you that watched the video from last week, but talked about this area of resistance right there. And once again, the power of charts, you can see that's right where it got rejected from. So down it's gone from that area. And, just another classic example of how charts can be very valuable. But again, going back to the whole idea of self-fulfilling prophecies, you now know that there's going to be that many more people watching 1290-ish, 1295, and seeing if there's a breakout. And if there is a breakout, then yes, it's plausible to think that that could create some good additional upside buying pressure. As far as areas of support are concerned, so far so good in regards to that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. I know I mentioned that previously as being an important level of support, and you can see that this afternoon didn't hit it exactly, but definitely got within the range of it and held strong. So that's good to see. So overall, yeah, a bit of a pullback here, but in all actuality, nothing crazy, nothing catastrophic. And as long as this thing keeps on grinding and putting those higher lows, that's by far what matters most. Next, SRNE. Very, very nice move here. And you're getting a bit of a pullback, which goes to the whole idea of eliminating the worry of, am I suffering from FOMO? Am I buying the top? Nope, the people that did that right there. So you're getting a nice little pullback here. So just really a modest pullback within a very, very nice upwards momentum move. So in some senses, you have the little bull flag pattern that here that's forming. But the idea here is that there's still very clearly a lot of upwards pressure. And also what stands out is the last 30 minutes here. I mean, putting in a very impressive showing of volume. I mean, almost, in fact, is it more volume than the opening part of the day, which is a big accomplishment in and of itself. And you're getting a hammer candle. So hammer candle on big volume, no guarantees, but in my mind, is it rational? Is it valid to think that this is, kind of leading indicator that this pullback is going to start to, work back upwards? Yeah, in my mind, that makes sense. But as always, keep an eye on it, watch it, and then if it does start to behave in a way that best fits your strategy, then make a move on it at that point. Next, TSLA Tesla. Always a favorite of mine, trying to trade it and keeping an eye on it every single day. And yeah, this last 30 minutes here, pretty rough. No doubt about it. No need to beat around the bush. But what's making that interesting is this last 30 minutes is now bringing it within striking distance of that pink line there, the very famous, the very well-known 200 period moving average, which is currently valid at, let's just call it 708. So in other words, 708 is going to be an initial level that I'm very curious about on Wednesday. And if 708 does not quite hold up, then the next level that I'd be very curious about, right down there at that round number of 700, which you can see is basically right where the price bounced off of today when it did that little miniature consolidation. So again, from a support standpoint, 708 and then 700 being the two near-term levels that I'd be curious about. In terms of levels of resistance, what was that? NIO, kind of like NIO here, have a very, I wouldn't say it's as well-defined, but right up here around $730, you can see that the price got up around there. And just generally speaking, several times can never quite push through it. So if this does recover back upwards, then yeah, you're going to have all sorts of breakout players watching, wondering, myself included, can the price get up through 730? And if it can, then it's logical to think that that could spur on another leg of momentum. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, like I said earlier, if you enjoyed what you saw and you want to learn more about this tool, then certainly get signed up for the free class that I'm offering. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, June 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to put the time and effort required to create these videos for you, then do two things for me. Please hit that like button, leave a simple comment, say hi, tell me what you traded today, give me a smiley face. But those two things communicate to me that you are enjoying. And as long as I know people are enjoying, I will continue to do these videos. So again, get signed up for the free class, hit that like button, leave a simple comment. Everybody, thanks, take care, and have a good one.